two-player Mahjong is a fast variation evolved from traditional Hong Kong-style Mahjong. The familiar rules, winning hands, thought and calculation, and overall flow all remain the same, but a few key differences dramatically change the strategy and pace of the game. In two-player Mahjong, we use all honor tiles and only one numbered suit for a total of 64 tiles. We usually play with dots, but you can also use bamboo or character tiles. After shuffling the tiles, each player builds a wall with 2 rows of 16 stacked tiles in front of them. In traditional 4-player Mahjong, you cannot declare a Kong after already claiming a Pong. In 2-player Mahjong, you can. In 2-player Mahjong, players continue drawing from the wall until all tiles are used. If no player completes a winning hand before the wall runs out, the round ends in a draw. Finally, even without dedicated West and North players, a full match still progresses through the East, South, West, and North rounds in order. So how do these rule changes actually affect the way the game is played? The biggest impact is that 2-player Mahjong becomes much faster, more aggressive, and far less defensive than traditional 4-player Mahjong. With only 2 players and a much smaller tile set, it becomes easier to build winning hands quickly. Defense becomes much more difficult because there is only one opponent, and players keep drawing until every tile in the wall is used. Because of this, players often focus more on building a winning hand quickly instead of relying too heavily on defense. But fast, cheap hands are not always enough. Higher fawn hands and special hands appear much more often in 2-player Mahjong. You can score many fast, cheap hands, but your opponent can suddenly turn the entire game around with a single high Fei-An special hand. That is why a big part of the strategy is knowing when to push for speed and when to switch up to a more valuable hand. For example, instead of settling for a mixed one-suit hand, the player switches to a pure one-suit hand by giving up the East honor tiles. Offense over defense and switching up to bigger hands are just 2 examples. The different rules of 2-player Mahjong create many new strategies and a uniquely fun experience for players to discover. And if you want even crazier hands and bigger action, try Duos 128 on mj-central.com. Instead of 4 copies of each tile, Duos 128 uses 8 copies, creating bigger hands, more special combinations, and even more exciting gameplay. See you in the next videos.